Hello, Nuggets. It's your favorite TT from Divine Me 1111 Spiritual Guidance, and I hope you're doing well. Y'all, we're going to get into these general energies, but first, thank you all so much for your likes, your shares, your tags, okay? Comments and subscriptions. I appreciate it. Follows, all of that stuff. I so appreciate it. We are growing. We are getting the message out to more people, and that makes me feel good. So please continue to do so. I am going to try to get through this the best way I can. I have been drinking my green stuff, and y'all, I made it better this time because I added almond milk, because the last couple of days it's been a little bit bitter, but the ginger fibers all around my mouth are wearing me out. But anyway, guys, do please follow me on my other platforms for additional content and additional services that I provide. Those links are provided as well. Okay. So, I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, how y'all been doing, how y'all been feeling, but I have felt a very big shift in energy. My goodness. My bad, y'all. I'm telling you, the ginger fibers in my mouth wearing me completely out. But anywho, there's been this really big shift. So whether you have felt it energetically, or you felt it physically, or it was just an epiphany and it just, completely blew your mind. However this shift came through for you, I'm feeling that it's going to continue very much, and it's going to be on an upswing for those of us who have been truly doing the work. I believe that this bulk of this shift comes in right at the first full moon of Aquarius, and then it's going to hit us again in a couple of days on the 8th with the new moon in Leo and Lionsgate, and then again at the end of the month going into September. So all of Leo season bringing in this big gigantic shift for a lot of us. So by all means, do your very, very best to stay grounded, be present. Whatever signs or synchronicities, dreams, visions, epiphanies that you are having, by all means, root yourself in those. Feel what it feels like. If you are having a vision, if you are if you have a dream and you actually remember that dream, write it down so that you can refer back to it, for one, but two, there's details in that you may need for later, but also it is about experiencing those and realizing that is divine talking to you. I am very, very much getting in that vibe, in that feel of trusting my intuition, trusting that when I pray, my prayers are being answered. And the thing is, me not worrying about how those prayers are being answered, just knowing that they're being answered. And as they're being answered, and I'm taking the steps that I need to take to meet up with those hopes, dreams, and expectations, answered prayers, I'm doing what I need to do and letting God do God's part. So, there's been a very big shift, and it's I'm feeling the continuation of it all the way up until we go into Virgo season, and and still it going beyond that, because we are very much going into that last bit of 2021. So, and at this time, anything that doesn't need to be there it's phasing itself out. If you have not gotten to the point where you have accepted things and accepted changes and done the work that you need to do, it is going to be done for you. Now, for some, the being done for you is because you yourself have done the work, and you're going on this way, but something is still trying to catch up to you or hold on to you. It's the cords are being dissolved. And it's being dissolved because you are learning and knowing how to refocus your energy. As your mind is, so is, your actions. So understanding how you think, understanding how energy works, understanding your patterns, understanding where the magic in everything is, where the gift in everything is, where the miracles lie. It's in the simple things that we don't even pay attention to, or we see things from the wrong perspective. Being present and being mindful and being very much accountable for your own healing, first and foremost, starts with you, and then others are able to shift as you shift. Now, is it about that? No. It's about you doing what you need to do for you, and then being the example, your life being the example. One of our Starseed Oracle cards speaks about living your prayer, living your life as a prayer. So if I'm speaking these words and being mindful of the things that I speak now, I can follow those actions very clearly, because I am realizing that I am co-creating with divine. And if I am co-creating with divine, why am I speaking or allowing things to be spoken to me that are not true, that I don't want, that I don't wish to hold on to, or that I don't see for myself? You have the power and authority, nuggets, to rebuke anything that is not in alignment with what you see for yourself. It does not matter what anyone else believes for you. That's not their job. That's not your job to believe anything for anybody else. Allowing sovereignty, whatever that looks like for that person. Allowing sovereignty. I had this conversation yesterday with someone, and then I realized that it was actually a post that everybody was copying and pasting. And yeah, we get on the same wavelength with some of those things. But anywho, it was speaking about people who are people who don't believe in Christianity or believe in whom I'm going to put it to whoever's connection and relationship with God, and feeling like they were being persecuted for believing. And the person was saying, well, what harm is it me believing something? What am I doing to you? Well, the only thing with that is, when it comes to Christianity or whatever religion another person chooses to believe or ideology a person chooses to follow, why not give the same grace that you yourself want? Sitting up telling people they going to hell because they like sage? No, player. No, I disagree with that all the way. And the reason why I disagree with it is because if I'm not mistaken, and that's where that was where I was raised, was in the Christian church. If I'm not mistaken, um, Aaron and his sons were over the temple, and if I'm not mistaken, they said they lit incense and herbs and things in the temple. So, what's the problem with me lighting sage? For one, it kills bacteria that are in the air, but it also, for one, brings me comfort in um, getting rid of the ill will and ill feelings that may possibly be in or around me. What's the harm in me believing that? What does that have to do with you and your household? You don't burn sage. That's cool. That's what's up. But you do walk around your house praying, and if you don't, then okay. But that's the thing, is now it is that it's seeing things from a new and available, more open perspective. That's all we all need, and in doing so, we can connect one to another, no matter what. All right, so we're gonna let that be. We'll let that be a TT Talks. We'll let that be a TT Talks, because man, this time right now is so. I am so excited and a little intimidated by what's to come. And I say that in reverence to so many minds being opened and believing in my history, the things that I've gone through, and the things that I have come through up until this point. So, if I am still here, that means I am still here for a purpose. Doesn't have to be what, the intended purpose was from, my family, my mother, the people around me, society. It is what I believe, just as it is what you believe for you. Taking the reins of your own life, being your own hero, your own savior, with the help and guidance of whatever you believe in, and allowing other people to do the same. Giving each other grace. Giving each other grace. Healing each other through example. It's interesting to see the young people now, how they think, how they view the world, how they are taking the reins and the constraints off of things. Now, do I agree with how a lot of this is happening? Not necessarily, but that has to do with my upbringing and how I believe things. Has nothing to do with them. So I observe and I allow. There are some things in the media, especially right now, that's kind of questionable, but it's all about allowing people to, be themselves and have their own choices, but with guidance. I am not in any way telling any parent nothing. I'm not a parent. I'm speaking from the perspective of being a daughter, being a granddaughter, being a niece, a cousin, a sibling. But would it not be even more powerful to see what a person can become if they have the right kind of support and love? Even if you didn't get that as a child, that does not mean that you cannot learn to do so with your own. I am very much in that place of wanting to get as much information as I can for my nieces and nephews, or whomever is viewing me, because these are the things that I wished I had learned or had been given the opportunity to explore and experience for myself. I hope that makes sense. It's not about, rebelling against anybody or pointing fingers and telling anybody that they're wrong. That's not me at all. That's not me at all. It is very much about being yourself, the self that you were intended to be. Not something or someone that someone else chooses for you to be or says that you should be because that's comfortable for them. So this energy is very much a lighter but more intense kind of energy is what I'm feeling. There are so many things that are falling away that were weights. It's not that the lessons of something, weren't pertinent, because those were things that we called to ourselves in order for us to grow through. Okay? But you can take from it the lesson that was learned and the new perspective, because we renew our minds daily with what we know, and if we are not learning anything new every day, that's the waste of time. That's the waste of time. And not sharing those things because you don't feel like you are comfortable in the space that is there. That's the tragic thing. That's the tragic thing. So we get into this space now where it's a free for all, yes, but it's not a free for all in that these things are for you to wreak havoc because you don't know where to put your energy. This is getting in the space of doing things because it's authentic and it's true, but it is also authentic and true coming from a healed space. I've seen some things the past couple of weeks that's just been heartbreaking but eye-opening at the very same time. I'm going to give an example, and should this person be listening, this is said in love. Okay. There's been this whole thing of, and I'm going to go to this because it's a tender spot for me. So there's been this energy of women embodying their power and celebrating themselves, no matter their ethnicity, shape, size, look, anything. Just being very empowered in who they are and doing exactly what it is that they want because that is what they want to do, and empowering themselves. So there was this, there's a lot of plus size women, especially those who are in the limelight right now. Lizzo, love her attitude. I love her attitude. Do I agree for myself some of the things that she does? Nope, because it's not comfortable for me. I'm not comfortable wearing a thong in public and showing my behind, but that is freeing to her, and that is her taking her power in loving her body just as someone who is shaped to societal standards, such as Rihanna. It's not a thing for Rihanna to put on a thong and take a photo. Not a thing at all. But Lizzo does it, and she's, disgusting and all this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, So there's this thing of, fat shaming. And I'm just like, of all the things to focus on, why not focus on the empowering part of allowing a person to be who they are? If you don't like it, you don't have to look. And I am very much in the energy of, if you don't have anything nice to say, shut the fuck up. That's just how I feel about it. So the past couple of weeks, someone has been very, I'm not going to give it the energy, but it's been a lot of negative things. But this person or other people want to say, oh, we have to protect our black queens, our black sisters. We have to be the energy, quote unquote, of our brother's keeper. But yet, that's a thing. The shaming and the talking about and the making fun of each other, and I just don't get that. It is much easier to build someone up than it is to tear them down. And again, if the person is doing something that you don't like, you don't have to look. You can change your focus. It's all about what you focus on. It doesn't have to be for you to respect it for that person. The shift has happened, and in all honesty, those who have done the work of forgiving themselves and forgiving others and moving forward and changing our focus, it's going to be a whole new timeline. There's going to be a whole new timeline. And I just hope, I hope that we're all ready for our choices that we've made, the seeds that we've sown, and where we're going to go with that. Because right now, I am telling y'all, and I'm saying this from a place of receiving the karma that I have sown myself. And karma is not all, bad stuff. This is, the energy that you've put out there, the energy that you've sown is the energy that you are now going to reap. So, however that comes out, but debts are being settled, like completely settled, completely wiped away. Things are being cleared so that a new life, a new timeline, a new earth can now be experienced. The desired earth. I was just listening to one of one of my energy lifting songs. It's Zoom by the Commodores. And it's very much, that song sounds very much like a prayer. I may be just a foolish dreamer, but I don't care. Because I know my happiness is waiting somewhere out there. Going after what you want. Being in the energy of receiving what you want. Because it's already out there. It's just you coming into the energy and alignment that what you want also wants you, and being attracted to it, and doing so from a divine perspective. Shifts are changing, nuggets. Shifts are changing. I am going to leave this TT Talks here, and we're going to get into some cards a little bit later. I love you. I love you from my soul. And I send you all blessings and light. Take care.